Retired cop Carl Cezanne wants to be crystal clear.
So we're going to come after you. We're getting very aggressive.
A former state police major who retired after 30 plus years on the job running LSP's investigations in New Orleans, Cezanne now heads the Louisiana State Board of Private Security Examiners, the agency that regulates security guards.
Look, we have a responsibility to regulate the license companies, but in fairness to the security companies that are doing it right, we have to go after the unlicensed security companies.
And Cezanne says since he took over the agency about 15 months ago, he's done just that. In the last year, Cezanne's agency has issued 19 cease and desist orders to security firms across the state operating without a proper license or registration, which all security companies and their employees need to have. And the state rules are simple. All security firms must have a state license to operate, and anyone working for that firm must be registered and eventually approved. That requirement to work security, 2 8-hour classes to work security unarmed, and an additional 8-hour class to carry a gun. Regulations state lawmakers support.
We need to make sure that those that are performing this line of work are properly trained.
And Cezanne says the crackdown is necessary as private security is a growing industry.
Then the reality is private security is everywhere in the city of New Orleans.
According to the Federal Bureau of Labor and Statistics, there are more security guards in this country than sworn police officers. The federal agency says just over 1.2 million people work private security in the U.S., while there are just over 800,000 police officers. That's why Cezanne says more regulation is necessary.
It's my understanding there was never a formal compliance unit that ever existed under the State Board of Private Security Examiners. We've created one, and we're in the process of going out conducting audits on companies.
And a recent investigation by the state into one local firm grew out of a tragedy. New Orleans police are searching for the person who killed a beloved security guard outside a well-known bar in Mid-City. The death of security guard Daryl King at Wits Inn in April. According to Cezanne, King worked for a local company called City One. That company is licensed with the state, but Cezanne says anyone working for them also has to be licensed or registered with the state as well. Cezanne says Daryl King was not registered. So City One recently had a hearing before the state board. The recommendation? Administrative fine and probation for using an unregistered person as a security guard. It's just waiting on board approval.
We need to raise the standards of training and professionalism.
We did reach out to owners of City One. They told us they were not commenting. All of this comes as lawmakers in Baton Rouge have taken a keen interest into this industry, working on more enforcement and regulation starting in 2025.
I'm not a big regulator, but when you start talking about security and talking about people protecting people's lives, I think it's extremely important that we understand who it is, and we need to make sure that that those guys and gals are serving, their customers.
Because the customers are you and I, the general public.
They do foot patrols on Canal Street. They're in private businesses. They're in local, state, and federal government facilities. So they're everywhere. You probably have a few hundred that are in the city of New Orleans working on any given day.
Cezanne says state statutes for the industry have not been rewritten since 1985. That's why he's working with lawmakers. He also says they're working on an app that all registered security guards could have access to, where they could immediately alert 911 about crimes that are happening. Sulla and Gina.
All right, Travers, thanks. Also, in full disclosure, WDSU has contracted with City One Security for many years. In fact, Daryl King worked on security details from time to time.
Yeah, however, WDSU was unaware that Daryl King was not registered with the state.